Good night, everyone. Welcome to our pop-up show. I know some of you might be very, very surprised that we are on, but I think it's a good night to talk about baking soda, baking powder, sweet almond oil versus pure almond oil. And I might even throw a bonus in, which is rose water and essence of rose, or rose essence, rose essential. All right. So, how are you all doing tonight? And I do have baking powder here. I also have baking soda, and I also have some sweet almond oil. And we are gonna dive in. But before we dive in, it's Monday. And how did you all spend today? If you're new here, welcome to you. We want you to comment. Won't be showing my nails tonight. They're a little gross looking. Need to get them clean up. Vlog by Vasha. Welcome to the live. Ella Bay. Welcome, Lioness. Auntie. Super Lady KB. Good night. You look very nice. You are looking better and better every day. Thank you for that, Auntie. We also have Jill, who was first here tonight. Hello, Jill. First time on the live. Now, how many of you, we're going to dive right in. We're not even going to spend a lot of time chit-chatting, okay? We did that yesterday. But how many of you really know the difference between baking soda and baking powder? We get this every single day on the channel. Like, can I use baking powder instead of a baking soda? And I'm always like, no, you can't. It's two different things. And people just don't know. So we're going to just break it up for you tonight and tell you the difference. Most of you also are burning to learn the difference with sweet almond oil and pure almond oil. Okay? Sweet almond and pure almond. And I always promise that I'm going to break it down for you. And I'm going to do that. And go ahead and ask question. And if you have any skincare question you want to ask, you can go ahead and ask it, because guess what, guys? It is that time of the night when we can just chit chat about anything along with the topic. Carol King, first time. Welcome to our live. We had a Carol that did was it Carol that did one of our pop-up thing that we did a year or so ago. Don't think it was Carol, but anyway, welcome, Carol. Taryn, I thought the love was Tuesday and Thursday. Yes, Tuesday and Thursday. But guess what? I am home tonight and I miss you guys so much. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just come and talk about the baking soda and baking powder, since we get this question all the time. But definitely the love is Tuesday and Thursday. So we're on live Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, and we're on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and we're also on Sunday 4:30 p.m. Eastern. Now, baking soda and powder are the same. And see, that is why we're doing this, because some people really think they are the same, but it's really not. Bridget, what is the best oil to help eliminate wrinkles? My first time. The best oil, there's no such thing as the best oil, to be honest, because your skin is different from my skin. And what works really well on my skin might not work that well on your skin. What you need to know about oils is what properties, what antioxidant is in these oils. And the oils that is rich in vitamin A antioxidant is one of the better oil to use on the skin. So to answer your question, any oil that is rich in vitamin A will help to reduce wrinkles and fine lines on the skin. However, just using an oil rich in vitamin A will not totally get rid of the wrinkles and fine lines unless you really take the time to do a skincare routine. A skincare routine of cleansing your face at least twice per day, exfoliating your skin at least 2 to 3 times per week, and maintaining that skin by using your facial toner, your serum, your facial oil, and also to get past the result, to do a bit of a facial massage. Nadine Crawford, watching from Antigua. So let's see who else here is new. Marine Fricky. F-R-I-Friki. I'm sure I messed that up. But welcome to our live, and you're new to my channel, and I'm glad to have you here. Now, if you're here and you already know the difference between these two, then you can also share what you know with us. But I'm going to break it down for you. So the first thing we're going to talk about, continue if you're just joining, go ahead, you're new, ask questions so we can actually give you your shout out. Once you're new and you have a question for me, I'm definitely going to answer it for you tonight. In between, you know, talking about baking soda and baking powder. Now, both of these can be used in baking. This is something that we all know. If you're going to make your cornbread, you need some baking soda, and you also can use some baking powder. You're going to bake a cake, you can use both. If you're making chocolate cake, you always reach for some baking soda. And that is because of the chocolate and that acid that you need to activate and to neutralize it out. However, there are things that you can do with baking soda that you cannot do with baking powder. And why is that? Do you ever really sit and think about that? Why is it we can use baking soda to, let's say, to clean, let's say, the kitchen sink, and we cannot use baking powder? That is because they are totally different. Okay, now let's talk about baking soda first. What is baking soda? Baking soda is sodium bicarbonate. You're going to see it out there as baking soda or sodium bicarbonate or bicarbonate of a soda. Michelle Earl, first time, Michelle, how do you get rid of oily face? Let me take that really quick. And you're looking at something that you can actually use if you have oily skin, which is the baking soda. Okay, now I already shout out all of you guys. If you're here, I didn't, call you out by name, welcome. But if you're new here and you have a question, we're gonna answer it while talking about the topic, which is baking soda, baking powder, sweet almond oil versus pure almond oil. Quick and easy way to get rid of, first of all, getting rid of oily skin take work. Okay, what happened with your skin when it produces a lot of oils is because the skin feel, like it's dry, so it keeps pumping out oil. So you need to let the skin know that it have enough oil. How do you let the skin know that it already have enough oil? You apply oil on it to trick the skin, to allow the skin to say, okay, it's already have oil, we don't need to, to keep pumping out oil. So that is the first way of getting rid of your oily skin, to use the oil. Yes, use the oil, but different type of oil now. You need a very light oil that will not clog the pores, and one such oil is grapeseed oil or even the good old cucumber oil. Along with doing that, you need to get a facial wash that is water based, a facial wash or a facial scrub that is water based. So you exfoliate, you cleanse your skin twice per day, you exfoliate the skin 2 to 3 times per week, pat dry that skin, apply your facial toner, and you also do some facial serum, and you apply a facial moisturizer that is geared towards oily skin. The best way and the most effective way is to make sure to cleanse the skin, and cleansing is the key to getting rid of the oily skin to begin with. Okay, and remember, you're going to use oil on the skin, but light oil, not heavy oil. Clean those pores out, and once the pores are clean, you use that light oil like the grapeseed oil, and it's going to absorb in the skin. We have a wide variety of videos on the channel showing you how to take care of oily skin, and also recipes that are geared towards oily skin, so check it out. Now, Pamela Robinson, welcome, better late than never. Nadine Crawford, new, my daughter have dark spot from mosquito bite. What can I use? Citronella. Citronella keep the mosquitoes away, right? However, for the spots and blemishes on the skin, I first would suggest doing some tea tree oil, because if you just got it, the antibacterial properties. But I normally, let people use a bit of a turmeric, because it's help to lighten and brighten the skin. And we also use potato, which I have on my deck since last night. The cold potato, you can rub it directly on the pigmentation, and that's gonna help. But we have a wide variety of videos. Tomato is another good one that can clear pigmentation on the skin. But you need to know how to make these, and to make it, just check out some of the videos we have. Just go on click on my face below the video you're watching right now. It's gonna take you to the channel page. When you get to the channel page, just click on playlist, and on the playlist, just find a playlist that contain videos for dark spots and blemishes. All right, guys, so we're going back to our talking about, sorry guys, so late, better late than never. Carlene, good night. Baking soda and baking powder. And if you're just joining, you might see me stop a little bit and answer some of my new subscribers. That is okay. So baking soda, sodium bicarbonate of soda. Sodium bicarbonate of soda. For those of you who are always asking, can I use bicarbonate of soda? It's the same thing. And what is baking soda? For baking soda to be activated, it needs a liquid and it needs an acid. And that is the reason why when you pour water on baking soda, it's not gonna just froth up like that. You have to have some form of an acid for it to have that activation. And I should have brought myself something here. All right. So here I have the baking soda, and I'm gonna just pour it in my container right here. And this is not chemistry class, guys, but I just want to show you what I'm talking about. So we're gonna pour water on the baking soda, and as you can see, nothing happened. Absolutely nothing happened. We are mixing this out, totally mixing out that baking soda, and nothing is happening. And this is the reason why you can use baking soda on your skin. When you put water in baking soda, it's not gonna activate the acid. So you'll find people out there be like, oh no, don't use that on your face, it's no good, pour water on it, the acid is not activated, so nothing is gonna happen. It do need an acid to be activated. Okay, so baking soda need both water and acid to activate. And let me see if I have any acid. Oh my goodness, if I use this, these people probably this is really science lab. Oh, I have one. I have something inside my goalie, guys, and I just didn't bring any form of what I could use as an acid right now. So I'm gonna improvise, okay? It might work and it might not, guys. So I need some apple cider vinegar, to be honest, but I have my goalie apple cider gel. One I have left. I'm gonna eat. I'll take this video just to die. Finish goalie. I need to send me another. All right. I hope it works, okay? Because this is in jelly form. So this is apple cider vinegar jelly. And I'm going to drop it in this water right now. When I drop it in there, it's gel-like form. I'm going to mix it in and see if it's going to dilute in it. So just mix it. As I said, it might work and it might not work because this is in gel form. But in order to activate, another thing that you could use for fast result is lemon. And you squeeze the lemon in it and it's going to start to froth. This is not working. That means we don't have the strength of the apple cider vinegar to get it activated. But we're going to get it activated tonight. But you get the gist of what I'm saying. If you want the baking soda to fume up and carry on, oh, I know what is going to make it work. So we'll wait a while. It's definitely need acid. So use your baking soda on your skin to exfoliate the skin without any form of acid. So you don't squeeze the lime in it, even though if you really want to get a good peel, you can use the baking soda with the acid. And facial peel, chemical peel, is normally done with acid. So that is one point you need to know about baking soda, which is different from baking powder. Now, guys, when it comes on to baking powder, let me turn it around. Baking powder actually contains some baking soda. Some baking soda. So baking soda powder is made from baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, tartar. And tartar is used as a dry acid and a bit of a cornstarch. Now, why do we need an acid mixed with baking soda? To make your cake rise, it needs that rising, whatever they call it. Okay, when you put your bake down, and you put it away in the oven, and you see start to climb that hill, it is rising. So what I'm gonna do right now, I've never done this before, but I'm gonna try something for you. I'm gonna take a little bit of the baking powder, and I'm gonna pour it in my baking soda, okay? Just a little bit, and let's see if we're gonna have our, what happened to my baking powder? Oh my goodness, it seems like I'm not baking it anymore. All right, so you know what? Okay, so I'm pouring it in, and guys, you should hear it frying. I hope you guys could see this reaction. Hold on. Oh, I probably need more for you all to see. But it is, where's my camera? Can you guys see it? Oh my goodness, it's frying up. Why is it frying up? It's frying up. It's making that shh. And the reason why that is happening, I hope you can see the bubbles. Where are you guys watching? I just pour okay, there is the bubble, guy. There is the bubbles. I just pour baking soda in baking powder. I've just poured baking powder in baking soda, and it is bubbling. It's having a reaction. Remember, I told you guys that in order for baking soda to be activated, it need an acid, okay? And the acid that it need is what's going to give it that rising property. And that's why when you're baking, if you have like chocolate, you use the baking soda over the baking powder, or you use both. Now, baking powder, as I just proved, have an acid, and dry acid in the form of tartar. And that's why when we pour it just now with the baking soda, it was able to have the reaction, because this do have an acid and cornstarch. So to be the whole technical part of the difference between baking soda and baking powder is that baking powder contains baking soda, tartar, which is an acid, and cornstarch, while baking soda is just plain old bicarbonate of soda, which do need an acid to be activated. If you have a question right now, guys, go ahead and comment, because we're going to get a little more deeper into talking about baking soda and baking powder, okay? I'm going to take some question right now. So let me see who have a question. Any question that you have, go ahead and comment. Let's see who have a question. Okay, someone see it. Hi everyone, Keisha's coming in. Any question you have for me, comment. And if any one of you out there watching wasn't so sure about the difference between baking soda and baking powder, well, now you know. And if you have a question, comment so we could answer the question. Also, if you're new here, go ahead and comment so that we could take your question. We like to answer all our new subscribers. So what did you miss if you're just joining? We talk about baking powder and we talk about baking soda. The difference between baking powder and baking soda. Baking powder contains baking soda, tartar, and cornstarch. We use a lot of cornstarch on our channel for skin tightening. Yes, you're going to find it in your baking powder. Now, guys, if you're a baker, listen carefully. If most of you don't know this, but if you bake, okay? If you bake and you have baking soda and you run out of baking powder and you want to make a quick baking powder for yourself at home, a little bit of a baking soda, some tartar, and some of you, once like you really bake, you have tartar in your kitchen. Some people don't, but you know, that's something you should add to your pantry. And a little bit of cornstarch, you mix it up, and guess what? You get that baking soda powder to use to bake your cake. And a lot of you should know about that during COVID, okay? Because you tend to run out of things. I always have baking powder and baking soda at home. Now, one of the reasons why baking soda is also amazing when you use it. Let's say people use it to scour things. People use it like in the bathroom and soaps come. There's acid in those things. And that's why when you throw it in there, it causes all that reaction. Anywhere that you have any form of acid, the baking soda is going to bubble up and freeze up and carry on like that. Once it gets to acid, no water, only water, no form of a reaction. When you're making your homemade DIY for baking soda, just use water, and that's how you can get it to exfoliate. Water and oil, or like the video we posted this morning with aloe vera gel and a little bit of honey, and mix it up together with some baking soda and use it to exfoliate your skin. It will definitely, work on the skin with no form of acid. If you're looking for a quick and easy homemade facial peel and you want that reaction, you get some baking soda and you actually had some lemon or lime juice to it, or even a little bit of orange zest, and you mix the two together, exfoliate your skin with it. That is a quick and easy DIY homemade facial peel. So now when we post our video with baking soda, you will know exactly how to use it. And when people come on and be like, oh, we're not using the baking soda, you will know the difference and know you ain't going to get no reaction when you just had some rose water in it. And to prove my point, when you had rose water, let me rinse this off for you guys, because I have some rose water here. And I hope I washed my little, what they call this again, petri dish or I don't remember these things. All right, so we wash it out, and I hope it's very clean. And I'm going to show you something, because we have rose water right here. So I'm going to go back in with my baking soda. And this time I'm going to put enough so that you all could see it clearly. And this is rose water that we have in this bottle right here. And take a look. When we're making our solution, we're pouring as much rose water as possible. I'm taking my finger and I'm going to mix it in. And look at that, guys. Absolutely no reaction. Why is this? Because this is pure rose water. If this rose water have any form of alcohol and any kind of other kind of a preservative or something like that, this would start to bubble up, like really, really bubble up. And that is because it is pure. So when you mix your rose water with your baking soda, you use it to exfoliate your skin. There's no acid, so it shouldn't like burn your skin like some people talk about. If you mix it with lemon, yes, it can burn your skin if you don't use it fast, because it actually is peeling the skin. So now that we have the rose water and the baking soda, if we mix rose water with baking powder and baking soda, let me just weight this baking powder up. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's see if the wet rose water is going to neutralize it. So we're pouring, and look at that. We're pouring the baking powder, and I don't even have to start doing anything for you guys. You can clearly see what is happening. It's frothing up. Look at that. It's pulling up the bowl. It is frothing up. And for those of you who are just coming, the reason why we do this is to show you, because we already have the baking soda in the bottom, and we pour the baking powder on top, which contain the acid. So even though we have the water, you pour acid in it, any at all, it's still gonna bubble up and react, okay? But with just pure rose water, nothing is happening. All right, guys, so there you have it. The difference between baking soda and baking powder. Baking soda is sodium bicarbonate of soda. Baking powder is a mixture of baking soda, tartar, which is a dry acid, and cornstarch. So that take care of that. And now we're gonna ask some questions. Do I use these two in my kitchen? Yes. These are the two that I use in my kitchen. All right, guys, let's take some questions, and we're gonna move on to the almond oil. And question, if you're new here, comment. Don't remember how to do rose water with rose plant. Okay, with roses, the petal, if you have a garden and you don't use any form of a fertilizer, manure, whatever they call it in the garden, then those rose petals are good to go. How many of you live somewhere where you have a rose plant in the front of your yard or the back garden and it come back every single year? Every year it blooms. Every year that rose petal is the one you want to just wait, enjoy at least a week or two of your petal bloom, because I like to see it. And then when it's near to bow its head, then you just pick those petals off. You can choose to dry it, or you can choose to just brew it right away. Put a pot of water on, let it boil, dunk the petal in it, cover it, turn the stove off, let it simmer. Or rinse the petal, put it in some cold water, put the pot on. As soon as it comes to a boil, you turn it off, you let it cool, you strain it off. There you get rose water, fresh, pure rose water. You can also choose to add a little vegetable glycerine in it, and that's it. You have your own rose water at home. And someone used a lot of baking soda. And hi Cynthia, how are you? Welcome, welcome. And Sandra, Khichi, is the baking soda, peroxide, and lemon good to use on the skin? Okay, so baking soda, peroxide, and lemon, and that's what we just talked about. It can help to give you a good facial peel. I do use it without the peroxide mostly, but a little lemon and a little baking soda. When you want a good facial peel, you can actually cut that lemon, dip it in the baking soda, rub it on your face, but you cannot leave it on the face for 30 minutes. You don't need it to be on the skin for that long. You use it to exfoliate your face for about 2 to 3 minutes. You rinse off to get rid of the dead skin cells, and it also gets rid of the grease and dirt. And if you have oily skin, it's also an amazing mix to use to get rid of the oily skin. For sensitive skin, definitely test it out. Test it, because that's acid reacting. You have the citric acid, and you also have the acid from the baking soda. 2 acid reacting is going to cause your skin to give you a facial peel. So that is why when we are using the lemon, we are normally telling you it's going to get rid of the dead skin cells really, really quick, because that's what it does. And it's acid, and it's skin friendly acid, but not to be left on the skin for a long time. Now, Ilman, it means you can only use baking soda on your face. No, you use baking soda can give you a good body scrub, okay? Another thing you can use that baking soda is to soak your feet. Soak your feet and your nails and everything, and it's really, really good. You can put a little essential oil in that. Charmaine Wright, I have a question. When you make the mask with the flaxseed, what can I do with the liquid? I strain it off. Wait. Hold up a minute. When I make the mask with the flaxseed, what can I do with the liquid? Now, tell me what flaxseed, because when I make a mask, if I'm using the flaxseed, it would mean that I've already, if I'm using the dry flaxseed, I'm going to blend it right away. If I'm using flaxseed with any liquid, that liquid that is strained off is what I would put aside, and that I would use to make my facial serum and my facial moisturizer. I don't waste that. Once you apply heat to the flaxseed, you stir it up. Whatever liquid is going to get jelly-like when you strain it off. That's what you strain off. Is amazing. We have several videos using the flaxseed. We call it the flaxseed gel, and that's what we use for serum. We had like aloe vera gel and vegetable glycerine to it, and we use it on our skin. Amazing. Okay, so check that out. Never ever you throw off any liquid from those flaxseed. That is vital. Okay, vital for your skin. Asmiret, do you recommend you don't use baking soda and lemon if you have sensitive skin? I would recommend not to, unless you test it and find that it is okay. But a good alternative, if you don't want for sensitive skin, you can actually try the orange, which have much less acid than the lemon. But also, even with the orange, you should test it. Do a small test like on your neck, and wait for about 5 minutes, and if nothing happened, then you can use it on the skin. Do I recommend you leave it on your skin for a long time? Absolutely not. Okay, very, 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 very good question. If you're new here, go ahead and ask question. We're taking question from our new subscribers, and if you're oldies but goodies, you can also go ahead My light is acting up tonight. This little light is giving problem. And if you are an oldest but goodies and I miss a comment from a new subscriber, you can actually comment. So what you miss right now is me talking about the baking soda and the baking powder. Now let's go to the almond oil. Here in my hand, I have sweet almond oil. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I do not have the pure almond oil with me tonight, okay? I do not have one. And the reason why I don't have it is because I don't buy it. And that is the truth. I don't buy the pure almond oil. I buy the sweet almond oil. Now, what is the difference between sweet almond oil and pure almond oil? Sweet almond oil is normally made from almond, sweet almond. Pure almond oil is a mixture of bitter almond, water, and some form of an essence. Okay, that is the difference. And I know it's very, very tricky, and it tricked me too. Okay, for a long time, I used to think that pure almond oil is really, really the best, pure almond, but absolutely it is not. Pure almond oil is a mix of water and essence and bitter almond. Most people are not aware that there's two types of almond. Sweet almond oil, sweet almond is edible. Bitter almond is not. It's toxic. Okay, toxic. Like it could just take you out. You don't need that. You can't digest that. And that is why most of the time you're going to see sweet almond. However, there are many companies that use sweet almond oil, and instead of putting sweet almond, they just put almond oil. Many companies also do the bitter almond and they put almond oil. And that is why you really have to dive deeper in. But for the most part, most time when you see the word almond oil, it's gonna be the sweet almond oil, because the other one is so toxic that they would have to indicate on the ingredient list that it is a bitter almond. Now, if it is bitter almond, you're not going to find it in your grocery store where you have like all these, you know, cosmetics and stuff like that, because that is it's not going to be food grade. And it's also going to point it out for some cosmetic that, you know, is the bitter almond that they use. So this oil is 100% pure sweet almond oil. It's the most popular one that you're going to find. And as I said earlier, some companies still list it as almond oil, even though it's sweet almond oil. Now, when you go to get your little baking done and you want to get that, how many of you like your body lotion almond fragrant? If you like the almond fragrant, comment. I do. I really, really do. How many of you like to get that bar soap that is almond fragrant? How many of you like that? I do. I love it. Love it. Now, how many of you, Lioness TV, you are distracting me. How many of you have like your facial scrub to have that almond fragrance? What you all need to know that is man-made, and that is actually made in a lab. Okay, so there's no such thing. That nice smelling almond body lotion that you have out there, if you get your almond and you process it as much as you can, you're not gonna get that fragrance, because the almond don't have any fragrance. The fragrance is commercialized. Okay, so definitely guys, be mindful of that. When you get to your baking now and you get that nice, you know, they put the almond essence in the baking. How many of you know about that? That is also man-made. It's a man-made fragrance, that the essence that is added to some form of oil or water to create this special fancy scent that we all like. But most beauty products will also use, like for soaps and stuff like that, they will use the bitter almond. Okay, the bitter almond along with the almond essence, because that is for the body. That is not something that you're going to consume. And that's why don't go brushing your teeth with soap, guys, because you just never know. And there's other acid in it that you do not need to digest. So they could use the bitter almond to make body soap and had that fake, let's not use the word fragrance, because I love that smell, okay? But that fragrance, that almond fragrance is really mixed in, and you get that nice bath soap, which is all almond, that I so love to use. If you have a question, comment. Marley, yes, I'm a baker and it smells so good. Shame that is artificial. Thank you so much for that. And this is what we all want you guys to know. It's not natural. And yes, it's really, really a shame, especially if you love it like I love it so much. I'm telling you, lavender is my go-to. If I'm looking for fragrance like for my body, lavender, and guess what comes right next is that almond, because it smells really good. However, if you're really into almond like body products, you will also notice that this brand one might have a little different smell from this other brand. Even though it's almond, it's never ever consistent, but it's still in that range, and that's because it is man-made. And different labs will produce a little hint, a stronger smell, while other labs might produce like just a weaker or a fainter smell. So that is basically it. When it the surface of the difference between sweet almond oil and pure. One of my subscriber recently bought a pure almond oil, and she was a little confused, and I'm sure she bought it because you're doing natural skincare, so you want the best, you want the purest, which I'm always be like 100% pure. Not so. And there's so many tricks and trade in the business, guys. That's why we have to actually read, because anyone could be fooled and go out there and buy pure almond oil thinking that they're getting the purest of the purest, not knowing that and if you have it, turn it over. It's water, is almond oil, okay? It's water and it's almond oil and essence. That's why you get pure almond oil. If anyone have anything to add, comment. I really want to hear from you. Now, wow, so amazing. I use sweet almond oil all the time for hair, my nails, and yes, and the sweet almond oil is good for that. Softening and nourishing for healthy hair and skin. Sweet almond oil is the oil for you. That is the one that you're supposed to use, all right? And it smells like the almond blossom. Okay, so that I don't remember ever smelling the blossom. So you're saying that that artificial scent, and that's why I like when you guys comment, because I'm learning along. So the artificial scent that they make for the almond is really what you get from the blossom when it blooms, and you get that nice bloom fragrance from the bloom. That's what they capture to make the almond scent. I'm so happy that you comment on that, because never ever thought about the almond blossom, but it's always good to learn from each other. Anyone else have any other comment? Go ahead and comment. I eat 3 almond, bitter almond dry. Okay, Jill, I don't even want you to go there, because I was reading up on that also, right? I'm here telling the people that the bitter almond is toxic, but it is also used for medicinal use, which I didn't want to get into, because the system here, when you get, go, we don't want to be misleading anybody when the system is not friendly to that. That's why I leave it out, Jill, okay? I leave out all the other values that that don't have anything to do with skincare. All right, so, but yes. Now, Carlene, I use the sweet almond in my cold processed soap also. And let me ask you something, Carlene. When you're making your soap, do you add the almond fragrance to it? Since I'm assuming you're making natural soap, so do you have that, add the almond fragrance? Let me know. And if you use the almond fragrance along with the sweet almond oil, because we all know when you open the sweet almond oil and you sniff, it's nothing. It's like nothing. So do you have that essence to it? Let me know. Okay. Now, Pamela, I bought rose water and almond instead of rose water. Can I use it on my skin? I bought rose water and almond. Rose water and almond, that combined together is normally for baking. I'm 100% sure. Grab that bottle, turn it over, and come back and let us know what the ingredient on it is saying. And sniff it and let me know if it have that nice, amazing fragrance, because that's normally the essence, and they might have, and water is in it, and that is normally for baking. Run, get the bottle, look at it, come back and comment. All right, so Carlene, if it Carlene, where's the top one? If it's not 100% natural, I can. Okay, so normally when you make the soap, because it's 100% natural, you're trying to make, I can add the extra, but some soap I had no fragrance, just all natural. Thank you so much for that. So even though you're gonna add on it that it do contain sweet almond oil, we're not gonna get that almond fragrance that we're so accustomed to, because it is natural. And guys, you need to take a note of that, because a lot of times when we go out, especially if we're buying something and we see the word almond on it, and if I'm wrong, correct me. And if you're like me and that used to happen to you, comment also. We normally just grab the soap because we're taking it home and we're expecting to get that almond fragrance, even though it said natural. So then when we get home, we open it and we start to use it, then we're like, oh, this is just like a fake almond soap because it don't have that almond fragrance to it. Comment, and let me know, and correct me if I am wrong. Now, let me see, Carlene. It's okay. So if you have a comment, guys, go ahead and comment. And if you're just joining, we're actually talking about sweet almond oil versus pure almond oil. Is it the same? How many kinds of almond do they have out there? They have two. They have the sweet almond, which you can eat, and you also have the bitter almond, which, so Jill, I'm not going to say you can't eat it, but which is toxin, all right? Toxic. It's not really good to eat. All right, Jill, leave it at that. It's not good to eat. All right, so Ilma, I got pure almond oil, and it said it's coming and it's for coming hair, skin, and fryer. You got pure almond oil, and it said coming hair, skin, and fryer. So this is another thing that we were talking about. Now turn it over and look and see on the ingredients which almond, because once it's for hair, skin, and you say fryer, it means that it is sweet almond. And that's what we were saying. Some people, even though it's sweet almond, they just put almond or almond oil, but it have to be, once it's for consumption, it have to be the sweet almond. Comment, and if you have an almond there, guys, go ahead and read and let us know what it is. What I should have brought for you guys is the scientific name for the difference in almond. For the sweet almond, it's gonna, let me spell it for you really quick. It's gonna be, I can't see, guys. And the reason why I'm spelling it, I think I'm lousy with the pronunciation here for it, is Prunus, Prunus Dulcis. So it's Prunus dulcis. And that is the scientific name for sweet almond oil. And if you're there and you're watching, somebody research the scientific name for the bitter almond for me right now, for me to just compare and show the difference for you all to see, because that's where you can definitely depict the difference. Name, and let me see if I could do it faster than any one of you. If not, somebody just pull it up for me really quick. And when you turn your bottle over, they're going to put it in bracket, and that's how you're going to know the difference. Claudia is not here. Other than that, she'll get it really quick for me. Name of bitter. The scientific name. Okay. So bitter almond scientific name. Okay, now they're giving me all Latin. I'm not looking for Latin right now. I'm just looking, okay, yes. So this is it. So for the sweet almond, it's gonna be Prunus dulcis, and for the bitter almond, it's gonna have Prunus dulcis, but it also gonna have Amara at the end. Okay, Amara at the end. So it's gonna be Prunus dulcis Amara. That's for bitter almond, and Prunus dulcis for sweet almond, and those are the scientific name. So to be sure, when you're looking and you turn your bottle over, if it's the sweet almond that is in it, it's gonna just be Prona Dulce. But if it is the bitter almond, it's gonna be Prona Dulce Amara. Okay. All right. So I hope we get that clear. Now, Pamela, water. Thank you for this comment, Pamela. Because we send you to go and check your rose water and your almond, and now we know that this is the one that you put in your food. So it is water, artificial almond, artificial, oh my goodness, artificial rose water, metal percentage as as a preservative. So it's all artificial, and that's baking. It's gonna make your cake taste good though, and you're gonna get that fragrance. So it's a good thing we talk about it, Pamela. So now you really see that what I'm saying is correct. Thank you, Claudia, for putting this up so fast for me. All right, so that is what we're saying, guys. It's always okay. So Charmin is saying, I thought that pure almond was natural, and it's not natural. So Ilma, I got almond, I got pure almond, and it said it's coming. And we also sent Ilman to go and read the label on her pure almond. So we're waiting for you, Ilma, to come back with your ingredients. It is really, really good, guys, because a lot of times we come on, especially on my channel, we come on and we share things, and we're using things and we really don't know. We don't know. That is why we always recommend that you turn it around and read. Turn it around and read. Just like for me, which we shared recently, and I still can't get over it. I honestly can't get over it. Milk, powdered milk. I learned this on my channel just by talking to you guys. I actually learned that powdered milk is a mix of milk and soy, a mix of milk solid and soy. And guess what, guys? How many of you out there use condensed milk? I know in the Spanish countries, you guys use a lot of condensed milk that you use for flan. How many of you use those? And guess what? It's milk solid and soy. I didn't even know that soy is in so many milk products that we're assuming is natural milk. It's just adding protein. Anyway, guys, I get worked up when I see these things because I'm actually bringing things to you guys, and I myself is learning a lot, okay? Because whenever I'm trying to bring you things, I learn so much during the research when I'm researching things for you. But it's amazing to see the amount of things that we take for granted. We don't read, so we don't really know. We just grab things and we use it and we don't know. And that is why sometimes when they come down and they say, oh, they're banning this from certain product, banning that, we're all confused because we don't even know that is in the product that we're using. Now, if you are a person out there and you're staying away from soy, which, you know, a lot of people went because of their diet, they don't eat soy product, and you get some powdered milk, there is no, tell me how many of you out there that would think that powdered milk contains soy. Be honest, guys. Just comment. Marily, oh yes, in Puerto Rico, we all love the almond and carnation for Puerto Rican cake. It's so good, but it's not healthy. LOL. No, it's sweet. It's sweet. Okay, and it do have the protein, but what I wasn't aware of, that is also mixed with soy. Now, if you're a person out there and you're staying away from soy, you're not gonna be like, oh, I can't drink some powdered milk. You're gonna go and you're gonna drink that powdered milk because you're not, for one in a million years, would you think that is mixed with soy. And even that with the condensed milk, you're not thinking that is mixed with soy. And if you don't believe me and you have a can in your pantry right now, run, get it, turn it over, read it, and come back and smile. All right, guys. So if you're just joining, I use soy powdered milk, which is now they have the soy powder like label like that. But before, you know, you would not know at all. All right. So, if you're just joining, we're talking about the difference between baking soda and baking powder. And we're also talking about the difference between sweet almond and pure almond. Okay, sweet almond and pure almond. And because we talk about sweet almond and pure almond, we can also talk about the rose water, which is basically the same as the almond, because you have the fresh natural rose water and you have the essence rose water that you use for baking. And my subscribers know we talked about that last week when one of our subscribers went and bought the essence, the rose water essence, thinking that is rose water, but that one is for baking. That essence also is artificial, mixed with water and some form of preservative, and you use it for the baking and that nice, you know, nice smell. However, when it comes on to rose, the rose fragrance is sometimes real and sometimes artificial. Just like lavender, some of you might not be aware of that they have artificial lavender scent, believe it or not. And if you're used to the artificial lavender scent, when you get the real lavender scent, you're going to say it's weak. Yes, you're going to feel like it's not that strong and you want that strong lavender fragrance like me, but now I know the difference. The fresh, real lavender. And this is why the real ones sometimes smell like dry bush. Anyway, we ain't getting into that, but you know, it's the essence, the addition, the fakeness that is in it that makes the difference. Okay, so your pure almond oil is a BP sweet. BP sweet. All right, so just what we were talking about, is it BP or BD? Okay, BP sweet, so it means that it's sweet almond oil. Okay, the BP sweet is supposed to be sweet. Where are you, where is it from? Please comment, let me know. Where did you pick this up from? Just look and tell us what country this is made in, because that's another thing that I didn't want to get into, because some country describe things different, like they use different kind of a code, but it's represent, it mean the same. And I'm thinking the BP sweet do mean that it's sweet almond. B, and it's B, where is it? Oh, it just gone out of my, oh, B all cap dot P. Okay, you know what? I make a mistake and I put I'm just looking it up, and it probably have to do BP sweet almond oil. All right, so KTC almond oil, refined and sweet. The multiple purposes can be used for cooking, body massage, and hair. All right, so the BP sweet is also good for cooking. So it's a sweet almond oil, okay? It's good for cooking. You can use it for your body also. So this is the one. So it definitely shouldn't have any form of a fragrance to it. And comment and let me know, okay? Comment and let me know. And that is what we're saying. Sometimes they just put almond oil or pure almond oil, but you got to turn over to see. Yours, depending on the country that you get it from, is it's right there. BP sweet is a must that it is there, meaning that it is the sweet almond oil, not the bitter almond oil. Okay, so anyone else have anything to share about anyone else? And it said pure almond oil, BP sweet, pure almond oil, BP sweet, which is the sweet almond oil. So you have the right one, okay? Now tell me if it's have any fragrance to it, because if it have fragrance to it, it would have to mean that is the sweet almond oil and they had the artificial, but the artificial is not on your label, but it depending on the country that you get it from. So smell it and come back and let me know. Comment and let us know if it have any fragrance to it. It shouldn't, because it's not listed. All right, so Joy, welcome. And who else is there? Pamela, should I buy rose water at the beauty store? Yes, you can buy rose water at the beauty store. That is for your body, not in the grocery store, because, well, I do buy mine in the grocery store. I just discovered this brand that I like, Distilled Floral Water, and I use this. So yes, you can buy it in the grocery store, but turn it over and make sure it's not the essence. All right, guys, if you have any question, go ahead and comment. And if you're just joining, we spend basically an hour talking about rose water, almond oil, sweet almond oil, baking soda, and baking powder. So that is my time tonight, but I'm going to spend the rest of the 7 minutes just taking question and chit-chatting with you. If you learned anything tonight, guys, anything that was new, that is new to you, please comment and let me know. All right, Thank you, Ilma. Let me highlight you right now. So this is what we're talking about. Made in the UK and no smell. That's it. No smell. That means that it is sweet almond oil, and that is what is at the back of it. But they put pure almond, okay? They do put pure almond oil on the top of it. So different countries, but definitely make sure to read. A lot of pure almond oil, normally pure almond oil is labeled pure almond when it is made from the bitter almond, okay? So please, now you know to turn it over and make sure that is what it is. And another time we'll come back and we'll talk about different countries and how labeling is done, because here in America, if it's sweet almond oil, it have to said sweet almond oil, like this one, sweet almond oil, it said 100% pure sweet almond oil. For Ilma, it said pure almond, pure almond oil, but it didn't use the word sweet. But when you turn it over on the back, it said sweet. Oh, you know the difference? Absolutely no fragrance, and it have to be there on the bottle. It's a must that is there. And we also know that if they put, like this UK one, they put the BP for the sweet. Also, you can look for the word Pumas Dulce, because you know that is also sweet depending on where you live. Now, Jackie Mom, I learned how to make baking powder. Yes, and Angela, Trader Joe has a nice rose water and very inexpensive. Thank you for that. And who else have a comment? Belinda, where do you find the sweet almond oil, in the beauty section or the baking powder? And the baking soda, you're not going to find in the beauty section. Those two, you definitely have to get it in the baking area. Now, for the rose water and the sweet almond oil in your beauty section, any section that they sell oils, okay? And nowadays, you can find like the olive oil, avocado oil, and these kind of oils in the beauty section where you have oils, okay? And like nails and face and cleanser, you'll find it in those areas. Now, Jackie Mom, baking soda, tartar, and cornstarch. Yes, definitely that is what. Carlene, I made my own rose water from the petal and use as a face toner, and that is the best one you can find. All natural, fresh, and ready to use. If you're new here and you have a question for me, go ahead and ask the question right now. We are going to take the question, and don't shy away from using your baking soda. Now you know exactly how to use it also on the skin. And don't shy away from using your sweet almond oil. Stay away from the bitter almond, and don't use the one that smell, you know, really nice and sweet for baking on your skin. However, when it comes onto your body, you know, you can always buy your bar soap that have that artificial almond fragrance. No need to stop doing that. It's really pretty safe, and I personally love that almond fragrance. Joquita, how often to use baking soda on the face and mix it? All right, whatever you're using, any form of exfoliating going on, only 2 to 3 times per week. Just as how I demonstrate the baking soda for you tonight, mixing it with water or rose water 2 to 3 times a week. If you're using it with an acid like the lemon or the orange, once per week, because that's actually giving you a facial peel. Okay, very, very good question. Now, Pamela, I get white rose petal. Can I use it to make rose? Of course. White, pink, blue, once it is freshly grown, naturally grown, without the additive, the fertilizer, and all of that, is very, very, very much good to use. White rose, pink roses, blue roses, you get the gist of what I'm saying. What kind of baking soda we can use for our skin? Let me be honest with you. I use, this one is the old food baking soda. Now, the Almond Armor I also use. Normally, when I use the Almond Armor, people tend to come at me like, oh, you need to use the other one that is blah, 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 blah. For me, because I know it's bicarbonate of soda, I just use anyone that is available to you, okay? Now that you understand the whole composition of baking soda and all of that, just use anyone that is available to you, to each his own, or if anyone that you like, because when you turn it over, like this one, Sodium bicarbonate. That's all you need to know. When you turn over your pack of baking soda, and if it said sodium bicarbonate, that is it. Now, sometimes they're going to tell you that, oh, use this other brand because they take out the acid, or the use what is available to you. All right, guys. So any other question, comment. Because if you have missed the video that we post this morning, support the channel by going to watch the video. Every day we post a video. So we're asking you, especially for those of you who love my channel so much, you support the channel by watching the video and share it on your social media page, like, or share the link to the video on your, like, your Instagram or your Facebook page. That's how you get other people to come. And when you're watching the video, if you're a die-hearted supporter, you watch the entire video, or at least half of the video. And if you don't have the time to watch it, don't go watch 2 minutes and then click back off and say, oh, you'll watch it later, just to comment. Wait until you can watch at least half before you watch it. That is how you actually help the channel to grow. Now, Bridget, please, how can I have those things you mentioned earlier that will help me reduce wrinkles? How often? All right, let me ask you something really quick. Bridget, answer this question really quick. What oil do you currently have in your kitchen that you used to cook with? That's the only question I want to ask you. And answer me really quick so I can tell you where you get these ingredients. What oil do you have in your kitchen that you currently use to cook? Comment right now, okay? Now, Jaquita, when I use witch hazel, it burn. Any idea why? Yes, we know the reason why that burn you. Aluminum. Thank you for that. Without aluminum. All right. Thank you for that, Charmin. That's the name that I was trying to remember. Aluminum. A lot of people be like, oh yeah, don't use, you find the one that don't have aluminum. To each his own. All right. So if you want to buy your regular, fine. If you want to go search for one without aluminum, go ahead and do that. All right. So to answer your question, Jaquita, it burned because it have alcohol. Okay, it burn you because it have alcohol. So that is actually an estrogen. So what you need to do when you're buying your witch hazel, turn it over and buy one that is non-alcohol. Okay, no alcohol is supposed to be in it, and they do have them. So now next time you buy a new bottle, make sure it don't have any alcohol. To continue to use the one you have, you gotta half the bottle and pour water on it, and that is gonna help to dilute it. And the next time you go, you make sure you buy one with no alcohol. It's the alcohol that is burning, and it can also dry your skin out. But they do have the witch hazel now with or without any alcohol. Pretty easy to answer that question. Olive oil, canola. Okay, so olive oil, canola oil, and coconut oil. Any better suggestion? No, because you have really good oils there. All right, if you have, what kind of skin tone do you have? Do you have oily skin, dry skin, or whatever skin? Now, when it comes down to coconut oil, I personally love the coconut oil on my skin. It is a humectant and it locks the moisture in the skin. An amazing oil to use on your skin at night. How I prepare my coconut oil is that I sometimes use it directly. I use it to remove my makeup. I just mix a whole bunch of things with the coconut oil. Now you have olive oil. Okay, now olive oil is rich in vitamin E. It can be used directly on the skin, and it also can have to reduce the wrinkles and fine lines on the skin. So there you have two amazing oil that you can use on the skin. You use the coconut oil at night, it's going to help to reduce the wrinkles and lock that moisture in the skin, meaning it don't allow the water to escape. And when you wake up in the morning, your skin just looks fresh and rosy. Massage it on your skin at night. Do your regular facial cleansing and exfoliating, and apply the coconut oil generously at night on your skin. Massage it on the skin and all the muscles on your face. Give it 6 weeks to work and come back and leave a comment. Very good oils. You have the olive oil. You can use it directly on the skin also, just like the coconut oil. The canola oil, yes, you can use it also, but I prefer the olive oil and the coconut oil, but they are all good. Now, the olive oil and the coconut oil is on the heavier side, and that's why we're asking you your skin tone is oily, so you need a lighter oil, which the lightest one of all these three is the canola oil. Okay, the lightest one of all these three is the canola oil. You, however, can use any of the other two, the olive oil and the coconut oil, on your oily skin. But guess what you need to do? You got to make sure to exfoliate the skin at least twice per week. So get a good facial scrub, exfoliate the skin twice a week, and you can use a little top of any of these two on the skin. But remember, they are heavier oil, so you don't need a lot. And if you keep using these because you have oily skin without exfoliating, then it might not be that good for your skin because it could clog the pores. You need to exfoliate to use this heavier oil on a regular. A good oil that if you can get it is vitamin E oil, which is in the olive oil, and you can mix that a little top of the olive oil with a little vitamin E oil. Okay, all right. So Sandra, I learned a lot tonight. Thank you, and thank you for that. And can I use shea butter? Yes, you can use shea butter. And guess what? When you get your shea butter, guys, always mix it with something. Like if you have olive oil, tip a little bit of that olive oil in that shea butter, make the shea butter melt and mix it in. You add oils to it. Add all your favorite anti-aging oils to it, and you kick it up a notch, and you are good to go. Thank you, Rayvon, for commenting. And olive oil is amazing for the skin, so use it directly on the skin or mix it up in some of our homemade remedies that we make on the channel, like the flaxseed. If you have that flaxseed and you boil that flaxseed and you strain it off and you get that gel, you can add a little olive oil to it, blend it up, and you can use that on your face. Amazing facial cream right there. All right, improvise. Jill, I always watch entire video. I know, Jill, you like always supporting. All right, guys, so that is my time tonight. I promise I wouldn't go over. I'm 5 minutes over. So come tomorrow, we are gonna have, I love avocado oil on my dry skin. Very, very good. OMG, beautiful. Thank you. I will be back to keep track of everything. Definitely do. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining tonight for our quick pop-up show. And if you have any idea for another show like this, hi Jason, you can make a whipped cream with coconut oil and shea butter. Yes, definitely. And if you have any idea, anything you're not clear on, like 2 other ingredients that you would like us to talk about, definitely send their information to khichibeauty@gmail.com, and we definitely will talk about it. We're going to be on tomorrow night for our regular show, and it's going to be a similar show to this one, talking about things that, you know, we need to be a little more educated on. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a good night. If you missed today's video, definitely take a run, go and watch it right now, and support your girl by watching the entire video and share it on your social media. Also, our channel, ALESMAXii, we're trying to get it to 1,000 subscribers. It's going to be our beauty channel. So go over. The link is in the description box below. Go over ALESMAXii and subscribe to our new channel. Love you guys, and I see you live tomorrow, and I'll see you tomorrow morning in our regular daily video. Be good.